Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here on day number 4 of my keto, getting back to keto. Got some problems right now, so let me get to that. All right, so we started after the Super Bowl, after we ended up going hog wild, literally, eating like a pig. And this is day number 4. And so far, I started out at 271.6 pounds. Today, it was 267. So I am down 4.5 pounds getting back on keto. And that's probably just all the stuff I ate on Super Bowl. Ideally, you don't... The bad thing about rapid weight loss is when you do lose a lot of weight, a lot of times you end up burning muscle as well and things like that. But I checked, I've got some keto test strips, although I'm going to order some more because I didn't realize I had an expiration date. But it looks like I'm actually in ketosis, which is great, which means I'm burning fat. The problem I have here is I'm almost out of keto creamer, and I only have a little bit of MCT oil. So I'm thinking that maybe today is the day I go ahead and start a keto fast. So I think I'm going to have just black coffee today. It's not so much that I get hungry, because all I have is the coffee all day long, normally, but it's like hot water to me. I just don't like coffee that's just hot. So I'm going to do that, because then you can buy this in the store. I've seen them at the vitamin stores and stuff, and it's like $38. But if you buy it at Amazon, who's taking over the world, you can get them for about $20, or sometimes you can get a subscription where you'll save another 5 or 10%. So I ordered some yesterday or Tuesday, but it won't be in until Saturday. So I'm running low on that. So today will be the day. I'm just gonna try and do just straight coffee. Yeah. The other thing, today we're supposed to get my stove. So I'm going to try and figure out what to cook for dinner tonight. I'm either going to do cauliflower fried rice, or I'm going to do zucchini Alfredo with shrimp. Basically using the zucchini like pasta as opposed to pasta. So far, been pretty good. I've been having kind of like, the edge. I tried something new last night, which was actually it wasn't new, it's been up in the cabinet for probably 2 years, but it was a Duncan Hines like cake. You end up adding like 2 tablespoons of butter and water, you stir it up, you put it in the microwave for a minute. It wasn't bad. The thing, you can tell it's got the almond flour or coconut flour because it's kind of coarse, but flavor-wise, it didn't have that artificial sweetener aftertaste to it. And it's 0 carbs in it, and 0 sugar. So I might be okay with doing those. And I've got the keto fat bombs that are like Reese's peanut butter cups. So far so good. So I hope you guys are coming along and enjoying it. I'm happy to report 4.5 pounds down. I don't know if it looks any different or not. What I can say I feel is I felt like my insides was pushing against my ribs, and it was uncomfortable. I don't have that feeling right now, which I'm hoping that's the visceral fat that's kind of getting pushed back. And that's where we go. All right, black coffee. I'm a coffee connoisseur. Hey guys, I'm back, and it's been, wow,
It's like going on 7 o'clock. I've been busy as can be trying to get stuff together. Got my stove. I actually have a stove. I love this, okay? The other stove I had for 17 years. What I like about this stove, this is a LG, but look, you got a half oven. Well, let me get you down here. You've got a single shelf right there for bacon. And then you've got another one down here. So you got two, and it's convection. So I haven't used a convection one before, so we're gonna get to know it and we're gonna burn the heck out of this thing. So I've been fasting, okay? I've been fasting. Now this morning, I was like over 4 pounds lighter than I was. My hair's jacked up. It's been one of those days. Bad weather, okay? I got bad hair. So what we're gonna do today is, because we're gonna break in the stove, I am going to make some shrimp Alfredo, okay? Very rich, heavy cream, Parmesan cheese, cream cheese, a little bit of sour cream and everything in there. And instead of using pasta, we're gonna use zucchini. And here's the thing we're also gonna do too. We're gonna double up, because a lot of times you can cook stuff and you can do things twice to have other meals and things. So one of the things that's gonna be great, I gotta see, okay, there's that one, okay. Let's see if we got that. One of the things we're gonna do here is, because we use the shrimp, I got shrimp the other day when I did the shrimp bowls. I saved the shrimp shells, okay, because you don't want to waste anything, because this is gonna make some incredible broth. So I just peeled them and I put them in a bag, put them in the freezer till I got a stove again. And so I am going to use that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and basically, we're gonna take all of the waste. So I'm gonna use a couple of onions over in here. So I'm gonna take the onion skins and the onion butts and stuff like that and put it in there with the shrimp, because that is flavor. And this is one of those ways that you can make your money go a little bit further. So I'm gonna melt some butter. I'm gonna add some olive oil to it and get it hot. And then I'm gonna put the shrimp shells in it. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this one started as well. And I've got to learn how to do this. See, this is, okay, good. This has got an inner burner and an outer burner. So I want to make sure I get the right ones on there. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to use some red pepper, and I'm going to put some onions and some of those mushrooms in there. And that's going to be my base right there with butter to start sauteing. Okay. Is it getting hot? Okay. Now wait a minute. Okay, I think I got to do this one. I got to learn the stove. Okay, that's the in and the out. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to take one jalapeno pepper, and what I do is I just cut it open. This is going to be for the broth as well, because I like my stuff spicy. You know I like everything spicy. So in the meantime, while this stuff is getting soft, I'm gonna start dicing my onions. So the last thing I had to eat, I've had a pot of coffee. I mean a pot of coffee black. And I have not eaten anything since a couple of chocolate covered almonds last night at 11 o'clock. So I have been fasting. So it's almost 7 now. 20 hours. That's maybe a little longer than you're supposed to, but I got a new mixer for my system. And just like plumbing, you're always missing something. And I was missing a couple of different plugs. Now this is going to be interesting because I'm not used to this stove, so I've got to get used to it. But at the moment, I'm going to put that up in there while it's getting hot. Once it starts getting really hot, then I'll go ahead and add the shrimp shells. This is one thing that I don't like about electric stoves is, excuse me, it doesn't get as hot as quickly as a gas one. So you have that situation that you're waiting on. I'm gonna get some garlic, and here's what we're gonna do. The butts that I'm cutting off the garlic, we're gonna put that in here too, so we don't waste anything. Did I lose a clove? Okay. We do not want to waste anything in this broth, because broth, it's basically the meat, the muscle, the skin, all that stuff. So you want to save as much of it as you can and use it, because everything is precious. All right, that's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Okay, that one's getting hot. And once this one gets hot, we'll get the other stuff in there. You know, sometimes we'll go to friend's house and I was like, oh, Mark, can you cook? And when you're on the road, it's hard to know how to use somebody else's kitchen, you know, because you're used to having everything where you're used to, and you're used to having your stove the way it works and things like that. And you go to somebody else's, and then they have dogs that just bark like crazy. So here's what we're gonna do. Take these shrimp shells. Got this nice and hot. Okay, it's really hot. I can turn that down some now. Okay. All right. And so that's where I am with the new stove. So we're going to take the shells and we're going to brown those with those pieces of garlic. And I'm going to put some more garlic up in here. Got a jalapeno pepper up in there as well. And the shells are going to start turning, you know, shrimpy color, which you definitely want. We're going to put in some bay leaves. Put in some bay leaves in there. I'm gonna put in some garlic salt. You know me and my garlic salt. Now you can use, if you have store-bought chicken broth, you can use that, but I actually use a paste. It's kind of a wet paste, which is kind of like bouillon cubes. Okay, just put a little bit of water in there just because this is so hot. I'm gonna let that start simmering. This is getting hot. I'm gonna put the onions up in there and the peppers, preferably in the pan. See, this is the hard part. When you're cooking, you got one take. One take. That's it. That's all I got. And if you mess up, well, it's in the video. Now, I was told by somebody, they said, be careful of the peppers, because they said, we notice you like your peppers. Because they do have, peppers and tomatoes do have carbs in them. Now, keep in mind, we can have up to 32 carbs in a day. And by the time I take this one pepper in here, you'll probably get about 3 or 4 carbs. And since I haven't had anything today, I'm ahead of the game as far as carbs go. But you need some different vegetables and stuff in there. Okay, there we go. We're gonna chop up the garlic. You're gonna put that in there. So the shrimp broth is great because that is like if you're fasting and just supposed to have a liquid, it's flavorful and there's no carbs in it. It's actually fat. I guess you can't use that if you're fasting. But just having broth, it's really good broth and it's great. You can freeze it. I use some screw top containers and put some in the freezer because I'll use that for bases for soup and things like that because it is flavorful. And I'm gonna put a jalapeno pepper in here. I'm gonna put a mushroom in here. Hey, honey. Bam! Don't sue me, Emerald. I don't want you suing me. Don't do it. This is the about 15 minutes. Shrimp Alfredo. Zucchini shrimp Alfredo. Bam! Look at that. Bam! And I'm just grabbing what's handy. Okay, just bear with me, all right? Yeah, I guess a big measuring cup would have been faster. Now what we're gonna do later, we're gonna let that simmer for a couple of hours. What we'll do is, we'll actually use a colander and we'll just basically take off all the waste stuff that's in there. There we go. We got about a half a gallon of water in there. That's great. And then here's what I was talking about as far as chicken base. It's basically mostly salt and stuff in it, but I have chicken base. Put a spoon of that, and I also have crab base. The only place I found the crab base is actually at Restaurant Depot. The chicken base I get at Chicken, Beef, and au jus. They actually have at BJ's. All right, I'm gonna finish getting the rest of that red pepper in there. Okay. Whew. All right. Yeah, get some more of these mushrooms. I might need to add a little bit more butter to this. All right, look at that, there we go. Look at the colors in there, that's beautiful. And again, I have to get used to, that's high. It's not very hot for high. Okay, now I need basil. Lots of basil in here. And what you'll do is you'll salt it to taste with the crab seasoning and the base and stuff on there. All right, so we got that going. Now let's do the magic here, okay? Now we can't have pasta. Watch yourself. All right, so we can't have pasta, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna have zucchini pasta. And to be honest with you, I gotta tell you, it's actually got a better taste than regular pasta. Now there's two ways you can do these. This is like a pasta maker, And it has two sizes. You can get the thicker one or the smaller ones. I like to use the thicker ones in here. But basically, look, check it out. You're making pasta out of zucchini. You can buy it already cut up at the store, but the only problem with it is if it's not done fresh. Well, this sucker's so big, it's getting stuck in there. If it's not done fresh, then it's a problem. These are so big, these are actually too big for this one. Then they start to like rot and get soft real quick. Yeah, this one's so big, it doesn't want to fit in there. All right, we're gonna cut you off there. This is just not trying to work tonight. Okay, we're gonna let you go and we're gonna get another one. Smaller ones work a little bit better. There we go. It was just too big to fit into the cone and get cut. All right, so now it's gotten nice and soft in here, and here's where the trick starts coming in. We're gonna take some cream cheese. All right, we got about a half a block here right now. We put that in here. I'm gonna turn it down some because it's a little hot. We're gonna let that melt in here with it. And get some salt and get some pepper and some Italian seasoning. Excuse me, guys. Now that's going to start melting. And I'm going to try and clean the stove off a little bit here. Okay. That's beginning to melt good. Good, 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 good. And we're going to melt some more butter in with it. I know I should be using ghee butter, but see, this is broke-ass media, and ghee butter is rather expensive. So this is Ghetto Fabulous. Keto. Now, if we had our shrimp broth already done, we would take some of that and add to it. In fact, I could probably steal a little bit of it. It'll still be good flavor to it. There we go. In fact, let me taste a little bit. Oh yeah, that's good. Wow, that's hot. Yeah, that's good. Got a little salty taste to it. Not too much. It's got the shrimpy taste to it, and it's going to get better the longer it simmers. Lots of pepper in here. Okay. Take a little bit out. Add that up in there. There we go. All right, see how that's getting saucy? The cream cheese is melting, the butter's melting. You can let that cream cheese finish melting the rest of the way. In the meantime, the one thing I have not done yet is actually deveined my shrimp. And if you haven't done that before, you just cut a slice down the back and you look for the poop chute and pull it out. Do you have to do this? No. But sometimes you'll end up getting shrimp that are truly in the sand, and it can be a little gritty. So you want to do it if you can. You can buy them shrimp already peeled and deveined, which saves you time, but usually costs you money. And this is where I went to the Fresh World, and I bought about 7 pounds of shrimp at $5.99 a pound, which is a great price. So I got several meals out of it, and I put them in about a 1.5 pound bag in the freezer. So that way I pull it out, boom, that's a meal. Whether I do shrimp bowl or if I end up doing shrimp and grits with cauliflower instead of the grits. Okay. See how, oh yeah, that's getting saucy. All right. Okay, so you see how that's getting saucy now. So we want to start slowing the process down a little bit here, because we don't want the cream cheese to, and when we put the heavy cream in it, to curdle. I need to get my Cajun seasoning. I like using some Cajun seasoning along with the Italian seasoning. And we're gonna start putting some of this heavy cream in. And we can turn you down. All right, so now, one problem you have when you're doing keto cooking is thickening stuff up. Okay, we're gonna let that kind of simmer just a little bit, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add Parmesan cheese to it. The Parmesan cheese will melt into it and make it a little bit thicker, which is definitely what you want. I really have to figure out this stove. I know this is a long video, but this is all in real time. And I guess I could, in the future, try and do more editing. But see, you gotta understand, this is broke-ass media. And this tells you in real time. How long is it gonna take for me to do that? Well, it's about 30 minutes. And a 30-minute meal is not bad when you talk about having something nice and fresh like this, and something as rich as this. Now what I got to do, I need to taste it to make sure it's seasoned well. If you like really spicy, add more Cajun seasoning and cayenne pepper, or even more hot peppers into it, and so on. And same thing with pepper. So it's kind of like season this to taste. Too bad I ain't got a shoe set. Glad I'm inside and not out in the rain today. Yay, that's the last one. All right. Okay. Let me just get a little taste. More pepper. Oh, but it's good. Definitely rich. turn it up a little bit more. Get this to simmer. And a little bit more salt. So season it to your taste. And after this starts getting hot, we're going to add some more cheese to it. And we're going to then add the zucchini to it. And we don't want the zucchini to be in too long because it'll end up getting really, really too soft. And you want it to be still a little bit al dente. And then you can, of course, add the shrimp to it. That way, the shrimp will be just cooked. Okay, yeah, see, it's getting hot. All right, so again, I go to BJ's. BJ's, if you want to sponsor me, let me know, because I use you guys a lot. So I'm gonna put about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese in there, because I'm cheesy. And about a quarter cup of sour cream. So if you're not doing keto, this is very rich and very fattening. If you're doing keto, it's great. Okay, now as soon as this all starts to melt together, we're gonna put our zucchini in, let that start getting warm, and then we're gonna put our shrimp in, and we're done. Look at that. See how now it's kind of thickened up? The cheese helps that. I can try and clean up a little bit while we're waiting. All right, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh man, if it were springtime and I had some fresh parsley, I'd put some fresh parsley on top of it just to give it some flakes, and some fresh rosemary. All right, so we're gonna get that up in there. I need to get some more cayenne. All right. Look at that. So you got the mushrooms, you got the peppers, you got the onions, you got the zucchini. And as soon as this starts to boil, we're gonna add the shrimp. Let me do one more taste test. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. And then boy's like, you got the new stove dirty already? It's like, yeah, I did. But we eating good. All right, looks like it's beginning to Boil just a little bit. Now this is actually getting really thick with the cheese and stuff in there. I may end up putting a little bit more of the broth just to give it a little more moisture. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a little bit more, get it bubbling just a little bit, and I'm going to add the shrimp. And once the shrimp are done, this is done. Now, my apologies again that this video is going on for a long time, but you know, you can't rush food, okay? Look at that. Do I have it on the right high? Okay. It's got high in two different places, so I'm trying to figure out which is which. Okay, yeah, it's getting there now. All right, it's beginning to boil. Now we're going to put our scrimps in there. And once they turn pink, this is done. Which is going to take a few moments because they're kind of cool. All right, we're going to let that sit there for a second. I'm going to get a bowl. And let me show you guys the broth here. Look at that. So we'll end up straining this out, and this is going to be nice, rich shrimp broth in here. And so we can actually have this just as it is, use it for cooking other stuff, or just about anything. No, Simba, you can't have any. Okay. All right, they're beginning to turn. Where's all my spoons? All right, you can see the shrimp are beginning to turn. Yay! And the key on shrimp is do not overcook them. They turn to rubber. We don't want rubbery shrimp. And the thing you do have to be careful on this is, because there's the heavy cream, is you want to make sure that it does not scorch, because it will curdle on you. I can see I'm gonna hate the stainless steel on here. Almost there. I kind of took that off because it was taking a little too long, but let's go ahead and get some of this. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Woo! And of course, I make some more of a mess. Look at that.
Is that for me?
Okay, if you'd like. If you'd like the first one, then I can do that. Look at those shrimp. Oh.
That's on that stove.
Yes, I know. But that's what it's here for. Look at it. I forgot. I should have cut the pasta there. I'll get some of that sauce. Because we saucy. There we go. Mama. There you go. Okay. Now, let me get mine. Now this is very, very hot. So taste test is not going to be easy. But I want plenty of that sauce. There we go. Okay. Hang on, let me move that off the burner. Wipe the counter there real quick. And look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh. You got to get a spoon and a fork on this. Now this is really hot, so I'm really gonna need to let it cool down, but I wanna taste it first here for you guys. Look at that sauce. Oh, it's nice and rich. Oh my God. What I wouldn't do for a piece of crusty bread, but I do have my keto bread. Look at the shrimp. Look at that. And look at the pasta. That's zucchini. Can you believe it? That's zucchini. First thing I've ate since 11 o'clock last night. And boy, am I gonna enjoy this. All right, sorry this was a long one, but I had to kind of show you all the steps. And the great thing is we've got shrimp broth for tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to cook tomorrow, but you can guarantee I'll be eating. I'll see you guys soon.